Patrick. How are
I'm
you?
good, good. Well, welcome to you, and welcome to another exciting episode of Wagon Train, because that's what we're doing here tonight, right?
Correct. Yeah. Our this is our this third scenario.
Right.
Have all had the wagons in
That's
it.
right. Uh,
And oh, did you ever find the theme to Wagon Train?
I,
That kind of inner space.
I may yet do that. That's the.
Oh, I guess you need to be careful now with
Oh,
copyright,
that's
don't
true.
you? Now that
Well,
you're getting that sweet YouTube money. So
yeah, we've hit 1,000 subscribers, so there is now a new line there in the YouTube dashboard that says your anticipated income, and it still says zero. So hey,
mm,
all right. But welcome to everybody to our third scenario from Hood Strikes North tonight. We're very excited to be tackling A Great Chance Was Lost. As we had mentioned in previous ones, this is a bookend with scenario number one, where we've done the race for Columbia last time for scenario two. We did that back to back, and what we saw in scenario one was the first day as they were getting up to the Duck River. And then this one, we will see the last 2 days, providing us with a series of set pieces, so that because of the variability of how Roger and I would do all of this in the 7 turn scenario, now we actually get to see this as okay. They want us to have exactly what Schofield was doing when Hood was approaching and getting all those forces in retreat to Franklin. So I am exactly to this point in the Wiley Sword book. How are you doing with that? Are you reading?
well, I was under the weather on Monday, and so I wasn't feeling so bad. I wasn't going to be productive at work, but I was feeling good enough to read. So I pretty much just did that, and I have finished it. It's a good book. Anybody who wants to, well, on Civil War, it's just a really good book.
Yes.
He's a really good author, and
I've been recommending it to folks who are getting their copies of this, and it just talking it up as we are going through this. It's great to have it as a resource. What we like to do with each of these is not only are we trying to educate folks as people are getting their copies, we want to make sure that if we find rules that we got wrong, we want to bring that to our attention to everyone's benefit, and also to just point out some of the features and functions of Alberto's fantastic module here, which we'll point out in a little bit. I did some testing and setup tonight, but you had caught something that you and I had been doing incorrectly specific to the wagon trains. What was that all about?
for whatever reason, when I have a hard copy of something, I just read it more
Oh
completely,
yeah.
and I caught that note, and I meant to put it in the on the video earlier, but I only got around to today on the other one. So yeah, there's a one. If we move off the
Hmm.
pike, which we start on the pike, there's going to be a one movement point penalty,
Right.
which makes sense. I
Oh,
think after reading the book, it was a huge concern for the wagons to have to move off the pike. So I think that's historically correct
right.
from the designers to add that as a penalty
I think
movement.
that is excellent. And in hindsight, I don't know if it made a huge difference in either one of our playthroughs, but tonight
No, certainly not mine.
it will definitely keep me married to perhaps the Franklin Pike, presuming that because of all the rain and the non-pike roads, that is a very simple way. Just that one penalty, but what's neat about it is it's not just a one-time thing. It's if it's the first hex that they enter on that particular movement. So, again, in this scenario tonight, because, it's on paper a 2 turn scenario, but really it's 1 turn scenario with a little bit more in turn one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have a tremendous amount of agonizing decisions as I go forward about do I activate everybody, at once with Schofield and potentially roll a one because that happens more than we like to admit, or do you do piecemeal movement and just make all of those units vulnerable? So there's a tremendous amount of consideration on the Union side, I think, for this. And of course, having had the opportunity to play this once last year with Joe Balkowski, there's always a pivot point, and if you make one decision that is suboptimal at any point, or a die roll just goes the opposite way, in a short scenario like this, it's all downhill
Yeah.
from there, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Certainly, that's been something you've hammered into me. You've got to make the right move on these shorter scenarios, so you don't have a chance to recover.
Exactly.
And
Yeah, it's not only
And
avoiding mistakes and missteps, but seizing an opportunity when you see it. You know that.
I could hear myself last week saying when I activated everybody on the video saying I don't want to do this, and I'm going, then why did you do it?
It was kind of humorous when I was editing it, and you're like, "Here we go, well, let's roll a one," and then you rolled a one, and I was like,
Yeah, like,
"Oh, don't ever say it."
yeah, yeah. Don't ever say it.
But well, let's dive right into this. I
Yeah.
will read, as we do for the first playthrough, the scenario historical information. It is this: as Hood's Confederate Army of the Tennessee launches a daring flanking maneuver across the Duck River to encircle the Union Army entrenched at Columbia, Schofield belatedly orders his men to withdraw northward toward Franklin to avoid the trap. It is almost too late. So that's ominous. We have experienced this at, at some point in the race for Columbia. So this is that Act Two portion between Columbia and Franklin. So all the rules here tonight, as we go through them, very straightforward, very simple. It is only a two-turn scenario representing November 28th and 29th, 1864. And some of these special rules we've seen already, so we don't have to go too deeply into them. But on turn one, the Confederate player will automatically win the first initiative without a need for a die roll. So Roger is playing the Confederates tonight, so he will get the first free initiative, and then afterwards we will determine initiative as per usual. Again, in this one, the Confederate player will win tied initiative die rolls. So um, kind of standard. We're used to that in the Eastern Theater, but it's unusual here in the West. But in this scenario, it's preset. Um, on turn one, the only units, and they are uncovered here right now. You can see all the rest of them have turn two markers on them. Are the cavalry units and cavalry leaders. Those are the only ones that can participate in turn number one. There are actually some Union cavalry units that are also locked down for turn one. So what you see here uncovered, that's my Hatch, Johnson, and Wilson, and Forrest, and Jackson, and Buford. So we each have three cavalry groups and units, or units and leaders, that can activate only on turn number one. We don't know. It could be short. It could be, a 5 minute quick, done. We used them all up, pass, on to turn two. The Union wagon trains, we've already kind of addressed that. We will have the same basic movement with some of those limitations. Union leaders can activate those wagon trains, so they will get the benefit of the +1 die roll. But as we've seen, they're also, because we are north of the Duck, they are going to get the normal +1 Union extended march roll modifier, plus another one for being a wagon train, plus another one for being north of the Duck. So potentially two or three, just depending on how far we're pushing them. So that's going to be a huge factor in my decision to move them or not in turn two. But in turn two, that's it. I mean, it's really, you have no choice. You got to get them close. Stewart and Johnson on this one for the Stewart's or Johnson's division over here that is under Stewart. He can actually be activated either by Lee or Stewart. And then the big one, whoo boy, in turn two, the Confederate Infantry March bonus. This is huge. I remember this one quite distinctly. Essentially, what they're simulating here is when crossing the Duck, Hood made the decision, this artillery is a millstone around our neck. It's preventing us from the maneuverability that we want. So they just left it all behind. And that means that for all the infantry divisions for the Confederacy, if they're activated by a leader, the minimum movement they get is a 6. So even if they roll a 1, they're going to get a 6, which is unbelievable. And then if they're marching without a leader activation, their minimum movement is a 5. So it's go time for them. You are going to get a lot of potential movement. However, the penalty for that is, and I'm wondering if he reflected it on all of the individual divisions for the Confederacy. Their artillery is set to 0, so they have no big guns. So that will be a deciding factor. That is all the special rules for that. Let's talk about the victory point conditions. I, as the Union player, have to earn all the victory points tonight. And we've seen this victory condition before. I have 5 infantry divisions. They're Kimball, Wagner, Wood, Ruger, and Cox. They're scattered around under those turn 2 markers. And then I have the wagon trains A, B, and C. So that is 8 potential units. And if I can get them within 10 linked hexes by road, ostensibly, that's what we're calling movement points here, as we got the clarification. Within 10 hexes of Franklin, that's good. Or if they can get their line of communication, can also be within 12 hexes along the pike, as long as those units are within 3 hexes of the pike. So you've got a little more distance flexibility with that line of communication, but ideally, what I'm trying to do is get great movement rolls and get everybody within range of Franklin. However, there is one little teeny tiny bit there. I cannot go through Confederate zone of control unless that unit is less than 3 manpower in size. So if he rolls up with a Confederate cavalry and it's only a 1 or a 2 manpower, that does not count as blocking my line of communication. And the big one, if an undemoralized Confederate unit with a combat value of 3 or more occupies Franklin, then there's just no way at all that I can get my line of communication because they took the town. So that is an option that the Confederate player has to completely flank around, get ahead of Schofield and the wagon trains, and just take Franklin. We kind of saw that. That's the way you did that with Lee, with Johnson and Stevenson in your previous attempt with the Race for Columbia. So that's another way to literally cut off the Union player. And then that's really each one of those divisions and wagon trains will get 7 victory points if they can achieve that goal. And then our manpower is -2 for Union losses and +3 for Confederate losses per manpower. That's it. The minimum that a Union needs for a Union marginal victory is 32 victory points. Potentially they got 56 on the table if they can get all those units up there in play, and then of course start subtracting from that based on losses beyond that.
Quick clarification on the manpower of 3. Confederate cavs are divided by 2. So in order for me to get to 3, I have to have 6 manpower of cavs.
Oh yes, okay, I see that. Yep.
So that's something that's been in as I was looking at that this afternoon. That's a little more to just rely on my cav units. I got to make sure they're massed,
Right, exactly,
and not demoralized and not disorganized.
Right. It's almost like and that's what came up in our previous game of this is their almost best option is to go for the soft underbelly of the wagons, and just try to pick them off as much as you can because that's potentially 21 victory points taken right off the top. Yeah, I'm really curious. This can go in so many ways. I've looked at this map for a bit, and again, I've got a little bit of previous experience with it, but I don't discount anything from you, sir, because you are a very worthy opponent. And
well, I hope to do better than I did last episode. I don't want to say last week because people might watch this 5 years from now.
True.
They won't know that.
That's true. I think we're ready to get started then. I don't think there's anything else. So you get the first initiative for turn number 1. So good luck to you, sir.
Good luck to you.
And we are off and running, or galloping, as it were.
Forrest is going to activate Jackson's division, Armstrong and Ross. So 2 dice plus 3. So it's going to be 8 is 11. Jackson and Armstrong are going to go first. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 to there. So Ross is just going to go join him. First initiative of the evening. That is a Confederate initiative.
It is indeed.
So Forrest is going to activate Chalmers' division. 1. Here's 2 dice plus 3. So that's 3. That's 6. Okay, they're going to move as a group. 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6. Initiative. It's mine again. Okay, first decision point
Yes,
here.
this looks slightly familiar from what I kind of did the same thing. So I wonder if you'll take the same path.
I'm going to try this. Forrest is going to attempt a divisional assault on Kuhn with Hatch, and we're going to bring in Armstrong and Rucker, one each from Jackson and Chalmers. Here's the attempt. Does not come off. So initiative. It's yours.
Ooh. Hatch is living under a charmed star, so he will activate under movement +1. It's an 8. We'll go 2, 3 to there, and initiative. Yours.
Buford is going to activate Crossland and Bell. There's their movement. 1 dice +2 in this case. It's 8, 10 total. They're going to go 1, 2, 3, 6, 8, 9, and 10 to there. Initiative. It's mine again. We're going to take Buford. It's going to take Crossland and Bell. Movement. 2 dice +2. 9 is 11. They're going to go 1, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10 to there. Initiative. It's mine again.
Look out, Hatch! He's coming right for you.
Yeah, let's see. How do I want to do this?
Just keep in mind that a Union unit is released from turn 1 restrictions if it's attacked, obviously, or a Confederate unit ends a march action 1 or 2 hexes away from that unit. So you can pass by, but if you stop, then he's released.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna do it this way. Forrest is gonna activate Corps Commander, so he doesn't have to commit to doing the first guy that moves. So we're gonna activate Rucker and Armstrong again. So they're gonna go to fatigue 3. Here's their movement. 2 dice +3. So that's a 7. Rucker is going to move with Forrest. So that's 1. Here's his extended march. It's a 5, so he's okay. Let me do an MP. So he's got 9 remaining. He's going to launch a paired attack against Kuhn and Hatch. So that's going to be a type of +1. Tactical is going to be a +1. Artillery is a 1-to-1 on rough terrain, which I think is going to be a die roll for you.
Let me see if I got some artillery here. Did we get it unlimbered? We did not.
And there's a flank of a +1. So it's 3 up and nothing down. There's no terrain. So it's a final of a +3.
That's what I see.
Okay. +3 Confederate on the right.
Oof. There's a +5.
That's a 9 +5 result.
So I think that will be a DR. It is. So you have scored 1 manpower loss on me.
There was manpower loss. Okay.
Okay. And he goes all the way to demoralized. Flips. Loses a manpower.
Not used. No, you won't lose a manpower on the retreat because you.
Right, I got that road up the hill, so I thought this might be coming, so that's why we picked that spot. So we'll go 1 to there, and let's get them way out of there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Now he can advance into Springdale, which they will. Now I also activated Armstrong for movement. So here's Armstrong's extended march. He's okay. And Jackson is going to go with him. It was 10. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Armstrong might want to go with your commander there, buddy. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So half Tennessee, I think, is now released.
It is, yeah.
Okay. Initiative. It's yours.
Okay. Well, I think Hatch will activate that 12th Tennessee. Here's their movement, +1. It's a 7. Transfer to him. And they'll go...
Urge.
2. What's that? Yeah, charge. No, I don't think so.
That's a charge.
2 there. 3 and 4, and they'll partner up with the 175 Ohio. So there you go. Initiative. It's mine again. All right, we'll have Johnson activate Croxton. Here's their movement. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And he'll throw up a flanks refuse there. Okay. Initiative. Yours.
Okay. Horst is going to activate Ross and Biffle. So he's just going to activate Ross. Here's their movement. 1 die +3. 9. Jackson is going to go with Ross. 1, 2, 3. 6. Yeah, I'm going to stop right there at that ford. Initiative. It's yours.
Okay. And we'll have Wilson activate. He will activate Capron. Here's the movement. It's 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Initiative. Mine again. Croxton will go to 2. Johnson will activate him. Here's his march. 10. Go 3, 4, 5. Initiative. It is yours. If it were another day, it'd be raining, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, late rain. I think if I remember the book, this was a rainy day, if I remember correctly, historically. Okay, so you got surrounded. It's going to be 3 to 2. So yeah, we're going to take Armstrong's going to go to fatigue 4. I'm sorry. Here's his movement. It's an 11. Here's his extended march. It's 4, so he is okay. I'm going to put up a flanks refused. I'm going to see how make you fight a battle here. Initiative. It's yours.
I'm going to pass.
Okay. Well, I wanted to get that Rutherford Creek line clear. Biffle. So Forrest is going to activate Biffle. 2 dice +3. So it's 9. It's 11. 1, 2, 4, 7. I'm going to leave Biffle there to guard that ford. I want to keep you from blocking those fords. Okay. Chambers is just going to have to hold on. Initiative. It's yours.
I will pass.
I think I'm going to let everybody my side recover.
So we're good for turn one. I'll hit the recover here, and I actually tested this before. So it will the sunshine recover will not add any entrenchments. So voila, voila. So we are on to make sure we are on turn two. We are okay. Well, I guess I have some decisions to make about leader transfers. Got Stanley out there. He's in range. Schofield's in range of everybody. So I don't think I want to move anyone. Yeah, because Stanley can handle the logistics and Schofield can be the rear guard. So that's it for me.
Transfer Jackson to, I'm sorry, Forrest to Jackson. Yeah, Chalmers is stuck where he is.
Right.
The wrong brigade.
That happens, you know. It's for one of a leader. Okay, so just to remind everybody, all the folks at home, that Hood, well, all of Rogers' Confederate infantry will get a minimum. If it's a leader activation, they'll get a minimum move of 6. So anywhere from 6 to 8 potentially. If they're activating, self-activating, and self-marching, then it's anywhere from 5 to 7. Right? Yeah.
With the exception of, there's two exceptions.
Two exceptions, always exceptions.
Stevenson and Clayton, I think, are the two.
Yes, the infantry divisions Clayton and Stevenson are not eligible for this, and
they have artillery, so
right.
Yeah, they don't have the
And Clayton is so they are up there with Lee, right? So Lee's corps will march for normal, right?
And Johnson can activate with both.
Yes, Johnson can activate with Stewart or with Lee.
Okay.
Yep. So we have arrived at the yeehaw scene as we are trying to get all of these beasts of burden to move up the highway, up the turnpike. So here is the all-important first initiative, turn 2. Here we go. It's yours. Boo!
Okay. The first thing I want to do, use Forrest to activate Rucker and Buford, Bell, Crossland, those 3. It's going to be 2 dice plus 3 for them. 6. Hoping for a little more than that. Okay, so Buford and Crossland, Buford and Bell are going to go first. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're going to stop there. Crawford's going to come up with them. Rucker's going to go up and join them. Initiative. It's yours. Drew, getting those guys right in there like that.
Okay, well, I think we'll have to have Stanley activate Wagon Train and Wagner. So, Wags all. Here's their movement +1. Yes, folks, you saw it here first. 2. Okay. Well, we're going to take Wagner first. And he'll go there. Now, you have options, of course. What would you like to do?
11. I've got 5. We got 1. I'm gonna stand.
Okay. Right now, I have a 5 hex flank on you because of Johnson, and because it's infantry versus cavalry, I will get the 2.
Oh, I see. I was looking at Kuhn. So, no, he's demoralized. I see what you're saying. So let's see. So it's gonna be 11 to 5. It's +1, +2. +4 attack is what you're saying.
I'll be 4 up, and then 1 down for artillery. At the very least.
+3. Yeah. Question is, do I feel lucky, punk?
Was that 5 manpower or 6? In all this confusion, I lost count myself.
Yeah, the flank does change things, doesn't it?
And I will also have a hasty, so that would bring it down to a plus a plus two attack because
That's
I've
right,
only
'cause
got one
hasty
left, right?
attack.
But
Yeah,
you
I'm
never
gonna
know what I'm gonna
stand.
do because I'm crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand. I'm gonna stand at +2. I'll take a chance at +2. A chance to potentially stop Stanley right there,
Mm,
or Wagner right there, I should say.
mm, mm, mm. That would be unfortunate, but I am also at that spot. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and I'm 3 from the end of that 12. So that division would be potentially, if I get him out of there, he'd be in line of communication. But he's my big boy, and I know what's going to happen if I let the initiative go. So this is one of those agonizing decisions of do I
Yeah,
try?
I tried it last week and it went wrong for me.
Oh
So
well,
I'm not gonna make
I
any.
already can see the outcome. I can, I know what's going to happen here. Um, but it's tempting. It's tempting. This time it'll be different. I gotta get room for that. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it because we're here to entertain. We're here to give them something. So, just reviewing, it will be a -1 hasty attack, um, +1 for tactical, +1 for 2 to 1, another 2 for a 5 hex flank, and then another -1 for artillery. So I'm looking at a +2 attack from Stanley to Buford. Here we go. Union on the left. And he gets it. So,
Easily.
so it's a +5 result. Um,
That's gonna hurt me too because it's gonna be some manpower losses.
uh, it it is. It's
2 DR.
2 DR, right?
Separate him here. Take one off of him. He's
And I think his first one has to be 2615.
yeah, he's got to go here, right?
Hmm.
And then follow the road.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4.
So,
Okay, good attack.
thank you. And he is going to stay there because it's
No
an
effect on
end
me, right?
action, and then the wagon train's just gonna do a min hex move to 1 to there and join him. So initiative. It's mine again. We will we'll activate them both again. Go to 2. Here's their movement. It's 3. Yikes. Man, I hate having to just do that, but I gotta protect them until I get a better roll. That's what I got. So initiative. Okay, mine again. All right. So Schofield will activate Cox, Wood, Kimball, Wagon Train, and Ruger. And yeah, both wagon trains, I guess. So everybody except Post. Hold on, Patrick. Hold on a second. That could go horribly wrong. Let's
Yeah,
yeah.
this is one of those you need. I felt like
Okay.
the last called episode.
Yeah.
I needed to move everybody at once because I had the initiative,
Right.
but I also didn't want to do that because I knew what was going to happen when
Exactly.
I tried that.
All right. Schofield will just activate Kimball. So here we go. Here's the movement +1. 6. Okay. So he will go 1, 2, 3 to there. 5 left.
Mm. So yeah, Ross is going to cav retreat. Here's his retreat roll. It's 1. He dies.
Yes.
And let's see, I guess
And Forrest will
Forrest.
just go next door, yeah, to Biffle.
And I guess Jackson has to do the same.
Jackson has to go to one of his, so he would go up there where Chalmers is, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Regardless
yeah,
of the.
yeah. Because, yeah. Yeah, I don't think Zocs matter on that one. Just he goes where he has to go.
So that's 3 manpower losses on me now.
Okay, so that had no effect, and then we'll do. Let's see, that was
Yeah, gotta try the same thing. This fool's gonna attempt a cab retreat. Here's his roll.
1, 2.
Oh, wow.
Ouch.
Okay. Force now has to go to Buford. He's out of the game, more or less.
It looks like you got 1 unit on there. Is that right? Rucker,
Yeah,
yeah.
I got Rucker left.
Yep.
Yeah, but he's demoralized.
Okay.
No artillery. 4 manpower losses now for me. You're gonna win the game on manpower loss.
There's 4 left. Now we got 1, or yeah, 3. What would Jackson like to do? And Armstrong.
Would be a hasty, but things have gotten pretty dicey for them. Can they even? So yeah, let's see if I can do it 3 times in a row. They'll do a cab retreat as well. Oh, flip. Pick up a fatigue. They can go. They have to go to Spring Hill, right?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. And Kimball has you sapped the last of his movement, so he's done there. Initiative.
No.
It's yours.
Cleared the. Too late. We destroyed Forrest's cab. So with that, get the infantry going. We have waited too long. Cheatham is going to get Brown, Bate, and Claiborne going. Here's their roll. Min 6. Love saying it. First time. 6. Will lead with Brown. And Cheatham's going to go with him. Hood's going to go with him. So 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Claiborne 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bate is going to follow up behind Cheatham. Initiative. It's yours.
Okay. Stanley will activate Wagon Train A. Here's their movement +1. 5. Here's their extended march now. Find the Megs, boys. Here we go. Oh, he flips. Okay. But he's going to get 5. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Initiative. It's yours.
Did you just do the wagon train?
That was all I did, yeah.
Okay.
Basically, we're doing like a baton race. They'll come up to Stanley, we'll hand them off.
Right. Jackson is going to activate Armstrong. Let's try it. See just how lucky we can be here. He goes to fatigue 3. So here's his movement. It's 8 plus 2 is 10. Here's his extended march. 3. He's okay. So we're going to go 1, 1, 4. You have 6 remaining. So this is going to be a normal attack. And it's just going to be a +2 on the wagon A.
Which is pretty ugly.
Okay, +2.
Oof. Ouch.
8 to 4 is a +4, which is just a demoralization in our route.
Oh, boy. It is.
No manpower losses.
Boy, oh boy. Okay. So, they are done, and we'll take them to demoralized. So they'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay.
A long shot to get you out of there. Well, I'm not going to advance because there's initiative. It's yours.
You got a fatigue on that one?
Small
fatigue. Yep.
Yep, small fatigue. So he's done for the day.
Okay. Yeah, we'll take Kimball to 2. Here's his movement. It's 1. Alright, so he's there. Initiative. Yours.
Was he not within range of Stanley?
He was. So yeah, he could get a 2, but I don't want to block that road, so.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Cheatham's going to activate Brown, Bate, and Claiborne. Here's their movement. 6. Min 6. So we're going to take Brown first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the wagon trains. This is a gamble of all gambles. Claiborne's going to go next. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going to force march. Going to flip. Just force march roll. It's a 6, so he loses 2 manpower to go another 5 hexes.
And just in the future, as I was pointed out to, somebody educated me. You declare your force march before you even make the beginning of the march. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But it did not factor here. But in the future, yeah. So you say I'm going to march, and then what do we get? And then you say now I'm going to force march. Right?
Okay. Bates still has 6 to go. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring him into Moralia Church. Okay, initiative.
Come on, baby. Oh.
Dang it.
I've never sweated so much in my life over one roll.
That was
yeah.
That's what I needed.
And at the moment when they were converging up there, I was like, if I lose this one, that's the pivot point. That's the moment that I moved Kimball instead of
Yeah, I think.
Boy. But yeah, whew, lucky break on that. Okay, so I'm going to activate Ruger, Wood, and the 2 wagon trains, and hope for the best. Here we go. So they all get fatigue. Here's their movement +1. It's 4. Okay. Wagon train C will go 1, 2, 3, 4. Wagon B will go 1, 2, 3. And Ruger come out of his entrenchments. Go 1, 2. And Wood will go to there. Okay, initiative. It's mine again. Stanley will activate Wagon B, C, and Wagner. Here's the movement. 3. Stanley will go there. Wagon train C will go 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Initiative. Mine again. Schofield will activate Ruger and Cox. Here's the movement. 7. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and Schofield will go 1, 2. Okay, initiative. Yours.
General Folk said in World War I, we are surrounded and we are attacking in all directions. So let's see. Okay, Cheatham's going to activate Brown and Bait. It's a min 6. Here's Brown's extended march. He's okay. He's going to do a min move to there. Hood and Cheatham are going to transfer to Bait. Here's his extended march. He's okay. So he can do 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't have enough fatigues to do what I need to do. Initiative. Bring Lee and Stevenson to fatigue 1. See, Lee is a plus 2,
Yeah,
right? So it's 5. 3, 4, 5. Clayton's going to go 1, 2, 3. Lee's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Initiative. It's yours.
So Schofield will activate Ruger, Wood, and Cox. And Ruger will have an extended march, so here's their movement. So it may be time to do some force marching. Well, I guess it really just doesn't matter, because they're all just going 1, because they're all going out of Zoc to Zoc. So, Ruger's extended march plus 1. It's okay, so he's going to go there. Wood will go there. Schofield will go there. Initiative. It's mine again. Alright, so we're going to make some room here. We'll activate Wagon B and C with Stanley. Here's their movement. 4. Extended march for Wagon C, plus 3. Flips. And he goes 1, 2 to there. And Wagon Train B is extended. He flips. He goes 1, 2 to there. And that is all. Initiative. Mine again. Alright, Schofield activates Ruger and Cox. Here's their movement. 5. Ruger's extended now is plus 2. He flips. So no force marching for him. So let's just get him. He's 5. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then Schofield's extend plus 1. He's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Initiative. Yours.
Right now, you've got
I think I've got all but Wood. Is that right?
all but Wood, so that's 7?
Yeah, so 7, so 49.
Yes, plus the 12 manpower losses. Okay. Cut it off. Kernan. Lee's going to activate Stevenson and Clayton. It's 8. Clayton's going to go 1, 2, 3 to there. Stevenson's going to do 1 to there. Initiative. Boy, I'm gambling on getting some initiative rolls. Oh, I get 1. Woohoo. Clayton's going to go T3. Here's his movement. 4. Then march. 1. He's okay. So he's just going to go to there. 27-17. Initiative. It's mine again. Clayton's going to go to fatigue 4. Here's his movement. Extended march. He's okay. He's going to go to there. Initiative. It's yours.
Activate Wood, get him out of there. And here's his movement. Yeah, here's his extended march +1. Seek relative safety there. Initiative. Yours.
He doesn't lose a manpower because it's restricted Zoc, right? But he's pinned there now. That was the whole point of that exercise. Okay. Now, I think this is going to be my last gasp here. If I can somehow pull this off. Stewart's going to activate Walpole, Loring, French, and Johnson.
I mean, potentially 24 miles. So
here's their movement. Plus 6 men. Right. Ooh, 8.
Look at that.
Okay, so we're going to start with Loring's going to go 1. Shortest route is around the south. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. French. Johnson, 1, 2, 3. 7. French. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's not going to be able to get there. Go there. Initiative. It's mine. Do them. Do I want to do them all again? Or do I want to try to do something else with them? Need one of them. Well, yeah, we'll do them all again. I'm sure somebody smarter than me would be doing something different. Here's their movement. 6. 1, 2, 6. Johnson, and Johnson's going to do an extended march. Here's his extended march roll. Well, first he's going to flip. Now here's his extended march roll, and the movement roll is a 6. So it's a 2. He loses a manpower. He picks up additional 2 hexes, so he can go 8. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, and 8. He's going to do 6. 5, 6. Waffle. Initiative. It's yours.
Alright, so Wilson will activate Capron. Here's his movement. It's 8. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Initiative. Yours?
Let's try this. Take bait. Cheat him. 4. Here's his march. 4. Not enough. Extend march. 5. He's going to have to flip. Now he's just going to get in the way. He's going to do a mid-move to there. Initiative. It's yours. Open Appetit now, I bet.
It's like we're one mind.
This is...
yeah, we'll do an entrenchment there. Capron will go to 2. Throw up an Abatis. Initiative. Yours?
Yeah. Well, think I'm down to... Gotta try this. Should have tried this the last time. Didn't want to burn that fatigue, but I think I have to. Stewart will activate Johnson. Here's his march. We're just going to transfer to Johnson.
Well, he actually gets the minimum 6 because he's part of...
Oh, he gets the minimum 6. That's right.
So it is a 6.
You're 4.5 now,
right,
actually.
Yeah, 3, right. So yeah, we will stand and fight.
I'm sure you will. So this is going to be a normal, prepared attack. So the type is going to be a +1. The tactical is a +1. The ratio is a -1. And the creek is a -1. So this is a 0 result. No modifiers. That's how I see it.
That's what I see.
Okay, here we go. Let's see if I can get him out of there, because I need to clear that road. Oh!
All right.
And I give up the manpower loss, too. Done.
Okay, and we are disorganized.
Initiative. Mine. Okay, Stuart's going to activate Loring. Here's his movement. -6. Stuart's going to transfer to Loring. Extended march. Okay. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3. He has 3 movement points remaining. What would Capron like to do?
Yeah, I'll stand.
+1 attack.
There you go. Got him out.
And it's another +2 result this time.
But I think that D's him out, right?
Yep, these, and I lose. Do I lose the manpower? Am I looking at the right?
You got 8.
Yep, 1D. I do lose the manpower.
Okay, so it's got to be by road, out of a zone first. So we'll go 1
to a decisive
2,
victory.
and we can do another 2 as long as we don't go in a zone. Yeah, that's fine. You may have that hex.
They will take the hex to get out of the road. Initiative. It's yours. Still block the road. Yeah, he's got so many options.
Yeah, I'm just looking at. Let's see. What have you got left? You got Claiborne with 2, Brown with 1, Lee with a couple. Okay, so I think, but we'll have Hatch activate. Who's that? 12th Tennessee. Oh, I've got Hammond up there too. Hammond just can't leave the county. So, okay, here's the movement +1, 9. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Initiative. Mine again. With Hammond activate. Here's his movement. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Initiative. Mine. Take Hammond to 2. Here's the movement. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Initiative. It's mine. Hammond will entrench. Here we go. Oops. And go fatigue 3. And initiative. It's mine. We'll have the 175 Ohio march. Here's their movement. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Initiative. Yours.
We're going to try something.
I'm always afraid when you say that, Roger.
Running out of bullets in my gun, though, I think now. If you blocking...
But you're an expert marksman.
White Mulberry, I don't see... There's no... I can't swing... I think I gotta get to Kernan. That's where I need to be. We'll see what we can do. Stuart's gonna activate French. Here's his movement. -6. He gets an 8. transfer to French. Here's his extended march. It's a 1, so he's okay. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, initiative. It's yours.
Okay.
Never quite
Yeah.
getting it in sequence for me tonight.
Yep, I know the feeling.
Easy to block that move now.
Yeah. So we'll have Kimball go to 3. Here's his movement with Stanley activating. It's a 4. Extended march +1. He flips. Just go to there. Initiative. Yours?
Okay. We'll go to fatigue 4. French will go to fatigue 4. Here's his movement. Is an 8 again. Extend march 2. He's okay. That's 1. They have 7 remaining. We're going to launch a prepared attack. I'll have 3 MP remaining after this attack. So this is a 5-on-5, so there's no ratio. It's prepared. It's going to be a +1. Tactical is +1. You have 2 artillery to my none, so that's going to be a -1. I think that's rolling terrain.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be a final of a +1 attack, is what I see.
Okay.
+1. -2. As we keep saying, the hole just gets deeper. So another manpower loss for me.
Okay. And they're fatigued out for the game. So
manpower. He flips. Okay. He's done for the day as well. Did need to get Kimball out of the way because that was my. What have I got left for chances here? Him still in the way. Okay, initiative. Not completely out of the woods just yet. Okay, now I get the initiative. We'll activate Waffle. My man Waffle. I'm waiting for his opportunity. This is now a min of 5. He gets 5. Here's his extended march. He's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Initiative. Mine. Waffle with Stewart this time. Take 4. Min of 6. It's a 6. 1. Oh, extended march. Sorry. It's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has 2 remaining. No, he has 1 remaining. So this is going to be a hasty attack. So it's -1, minus another 1 for artillery, +1 for Stewart. So yeah, we're going to do it because if I can get that road free, I got 1 more shot, I think. So we're going to do a -1 attack. Is that what you see, Waffle against Kimball?
That's what I see.
It's a -1 result. So that's another defeat for me. He's going to flip as well. That's 8 manpower losses. Okay, let me look at. Okay, so I've had 1 more chance at possibly slipping Claiborne through that hole. He's not going to be able to do it now. Lee with Stevenson. Brown's too far away. Lee with 2. He's not going to get there. I don't think he can go north. Let's see, 1, 2. And no, you've blocked that there with 175th Ohio. So even though he's in the way, he's probably going to take out. I don't see. I mean, I've got a couple of fatigues left, but I don't see any way to get to a blocking position now.
I would agree with that.
My last chance there was if I got Kimball out of the way, I think I might have been able to slip Claiborne through. He's a 3.
Right.
So if he didn't disorganize and got him to Kernan, that would have blocked your pike.
Right.
And then you would have had to pull your manpower back to me.
Right. But mathematically, I think it's out with a 22 points in my favor on the manpower losses, because it's 24 to -2.
Yep.
So 22.
Yeah, I lost. Yeah. And you got 7 units.
And 7,
it's this
so
decisive victory at this point. I've got 71 points for you on my little spreadsheet.
Okay. Yeah, I think okay. So final thoughts here. I was curious when you said, I heard you say out loud, the shortest distance is around the eastern flank. I was curious. I would have put money on the table that you were going to take Stuart and Loring and all them and go up over through Parks Mill, maybe to Sunnyside, and loop around over that way from the west. To me, visually, that seemed like the shorter route, but obviously it was tighter. It was threading the needle.
Yeah, I felt, yeah, it was the shorter route. I felt that would have been easier for you to block.
Without a doubt.
And
right.
that may have been an error in judgment on my part. I was definitely looking at both ways. Because admittedly, Cox and Wagner were sort of on the lower end of your fatigues, but I figured your cav units could get in those and just
plug holes.
Just plug holes, and I felt like I had a little more flexibility here to the south. Of course, you were able to get Wilson all the way down to that perfect spot
and
to block me. I was hoping you weren't going to go down that far. I was like, stop at White Mulberry. Right. That's where I wanted you to stop. And
that was my second line of defense. I was like, should I stop here? And I was like, no, I can shoot Kimball down there if I need to. But I didn't want to move Kimball because he was a check against Claiborne and everybody up there. So.
Yeah, I moved Claiborne. I should have moved Claiborne to there, or left him there.
Right.
And I got a little too enamored with Forrest.
Well,
I felt like that they could do more. I was hoping to build some abatis in that area, and I just never quite got.
I got really lucky, scaring 3 of them away, killing 2 of them. He must be very impressive when he shows up on the field.
Oh yeah, that was
because those horses ran and scattered. I was curious about what you were doing with Lee up there against Wood. I guess you were attempting to get some points back on that, or at least pin me. You did say you were pinning me there. My hope was to get the initiative before Stuart got across the duck, and I was going to try to shoot Wood to there, and then the last full measure of their ability to get them one of these spaces to just kind of harass and harangue. But as it stood, you went down, so I'm like, well, I don't need to do that now. So
yeah, I wanted to get. I didn't want to leave Wood a spot either direction to go to block Huey's mill, or once I committed to going that route.
Yeah.
And I was hoping to get some of my manpower losses back. I was hoping to launch an attack with Lee against. It would have been an attack across the creek.
Yes.
And it would have only been a +2 flank. I was hoping to then get some force you retreat and get some. Of course, you could have gone to that Zoc. I always forget about that restricted Zoc. So you could have gone there if we had a battle.
In a retreat, I would have lost there because it's treated.
Oh, you would have lost there.
That's why if I move there voluntarily, I don't take the flip, or I don't take the loss that way because I'm going there. But during movement, it is treated like a restricted Zoc. During retreat, it's treated like a regular Zoc, which is terrible.
Yeah. So I was hoping to pick up some manpower losses in addition to pinning you.
So the one thing I like about the Confederate, but it's a trade-off. The one thing I like about the minimum 5 or 6 is that, wow, I get to move. It's awesome. But that road network there through Maury County just seems like it looks attractive enough, like it's guiding you down towards that road, but you're going all the way kind of northeast, and then you're going northwest towards the front
Yeah.
of the pike. So it does seem like it's a little out of the way, especially since I had a cluster there, kind of guarding the that side of the wagons, which was kind of my hope. I'd hoped to get a little more movement, but I literally circled the wagons at that point. It's like, all right,
Yeah.
we got to
Yeah.
Spring Hill. That's good enough.
I was trying to find a whole. I lost. Talk about opportunity lost. When people go back and watch the video, I had Hood right there to hit two of them,
Yeah.
and that loss was. It just didn't get it.
Well, I
Didn't get
managed
it
to
off.
surround him and cut him off, and
Yeah.
that was a handy rear guard. But then every time I'd roll, I was like, well, I rolled poorly, but I can only go from Zoc to Zoc anyway. So, what the hell? But yeah, I figured I was gonna sacrifice wood. I figured once the manpower numbers started going a little in my favor, I figured I could give up one of them and not try to break my neck. But I didn't know what you were gonna do.
Yeah. The manpower losses started really digging a as we've commonly commented. Once that
I
manpower
I
loss
was
hole
I
starts
was gonna say, give
up,
me the
it's hard
shovel,
to
Roger.
hard to reverse
I
it.
was gonna tell you, when you got Waffle up there, I'm like, I'm gonna try one more time. I'm like, what is he doing? But
Oh, here when I attack.
the Kimball 2.0,
Oh,
when you're like, this time I'm gonna do it. Like, I still have two guns out there,
well,
but you,
yeah. I mean, it was basically I was trying to get Kimball out of the way, so I had one more. I mean, Claiborne would have had to gone here, here, here. I was hoping to get the
right. But he's still stepping
big
over
eight
his guys too.
to get him
Yeah,
um to to here or here, and then he could maybe get there, and then maybe hold
right.
on. It was desperation time. If I'd have put him in a better spot, of course, at the time I think there was a wagon train potential shot right there.
Right. Yeah.
But then you got
and I had to
covered it
worry
up,
about
and
that the whole time. I was like, well, I got Ruger here, he's a guard, and then Stanley and Wagner's a guard. But at the sacrifice of getting them farther up the road to guarantee.
this is your management. There's a management of the wagons I thought was really well done. And it's hard. I could see that it was difficult because of
Move, damn you, move!
unlike the last scenario where they gave us the small regiments as guards.
Yeah.
You don't have that
Right.
here.
Right.
Um,
Having Jackson in the way the whole time was, even at fatigue level 4 and disorganized, he sat there and he was just a Zoc block. So it's like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? I can't get around this guy, and I have no way to bring anybody up to the front to flush him out of there without wasting a fatigue. So
yeah, that was kind of like I said. I think I got a little enamored with Forrest. I and it ended up costing me quite a bit because my infantry at that point was way behind the chase. I should have bought the infantry up.
right,
Once Forrest had done his job, which has got Rutherford Creek clear,
right.
in retrospect, I should have said, okay, they've done their job. Get them out of the way. Bring up keep them from getting killed and bring up by infantry.
Well, I will say that.
Of course, I lost 2 units by
Yeah,
cavalry.
right. So, yeah, live.
Now that made a difference in the game at all. I mean, it just tells you how the dice were rolling today.
Well, this
But,
one is it is a short scenario, meaning that it's 2 turns, but it does not necessarily mean it is a quick scenario because once
I'm
we got
surprised it's 9:30.
Yeah,
I thought
once we got to
I would
2,
have thought we were.
yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll close this one out tonight and call it a Union decisive victory.
Yes, definitely. Well played.
Well, thank
sir.
you very
well
much,
played.
and I look forward to swapping sides, and we hope you all have enjoyed this as well, and feel free to make your comments and thoughts listed below. That's what it's there for. And of course, if you could click subscribe, we've hit 1,000 subscribers, so hurrah! Thank you.
Congratulations on
Well,
that. I don't know if
I give you
you know
I
that.
give you half the credit for that.
Well, I'm part of a team here.
That's
You've
right.
got your I mean, if people haven't watched your multiplayer, Long Road
Oh,
to
that's right.
Gettysburg, those
Yeah,
are definitely worth a
yeah.
watch. And your other videos on Command and Colors Ancients, I love watching those. I love your history at the front of
We
those.
are really enjoying
And
that, and yeah, what we joke about, come for the history, stay for the banter, right?
well, I've come really close to buying the Tricorn
Oh
series.
yeah, yeah.
If there was any, it doesn't look like it's at all solitary. That's what's kind of holding me back on that one. That looks really, really fun. But anyway, yeah, if out there in internet land, definitely watch. And if you're a new player to the system and you just bought it, this is your first game, definitely take a look at Patrick's tutorial videos. I haven't checked the comments in a while, but I don't think anyone has corrected you on any of your rules.
Um, well, I mean, there's been one or two, but they're really minor, and I do
oh,
appreciate that even lo these 8 years later, where somebody's like, "Hey, you moved this counter, and you were saying this zone of control was that way." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, you're right. Thank you." You know,
oh,
so.
okay.
Yeah, we try to correct things as we find them, but we are glad that you are all along for the ride here, and we will wrap up the second play of A Great Chance Was Lost next week, and then we will move on to scenario number 4, which is we will make the fight.
Yes, Battle of
That's
Franklin,
right.
the tail end of this, the end of the beginning of the story of this
That's
campaign, I
right.
think.
That's right. So, well, thank you for an excellent game tonight.
No, thank you.
Yeah, we
You're
we
welcome.
certainly we did a lot tonight, which is fun. I love when these games are much deeper than we expect them to because it's just this constant tete-a-tete of, oh my gosh, he's going that way. I gotta block him. So, well, you have a great weekend, and
You too.
we will see you all next week. Take care.
Good
Good
night.
night.